This is a start to a brand new series because the truth is 2 years ago, my life changed dramatically and I've kept it off camera. For those of you that are new to me, my name is Kris Krohn, and for years I've been teaching people how I went from poverty to extravagance, literally how I went from deeply in debt to making millions of dollars. And it's been fun. I've been helping you make millions of dollars. In fact, you might be watching this saying, I've made $1 million with Kris or with his help, or I've taken his courses, or I've read his books. But today I'm introducing myself to you as a different Kris Krohn. Today I'm introducing myself to you as the Minimalist Millionaire that believes that what you have is enough and that enough is everything for your life. Listen, we've got all of these messages from the world out there basically saying more success, more success, more success. And what it's doing is it's driving less balance in your life. And here's the truth. Most men are out there pursuing this game of money. They're basically saying, I haven't had enough success, I'm not making enough at my job, and I'm not enough. Chris Rock even has a joke about this, saying that wives and women and kids, they basically deserve unconditional love no matter what. But a man is only deserving of that love if he can provide enough, if he can signal resources. And so do? We bring our life out of balance. We're trying to balance the gym and our health, and everyone's also telling us that we need to invest into our family and God. But then where are we spending the majority of our time? We are spending most of our time working. We've got hustles on the side, or we're building a business. And then here's what happens if you actually make it. You become worth millions of dollars and you're still not enough. You're pursuing excess and trying to get all you can, and you're trying to keep up with the Joneses and drive nicer cars. And I'm the last guy that should be talking about this on the planet. I live in a 35,000 square foot home. I own 2 jets. I've driven the nice cars. I've traveled to 50 countries in the world. I've lived it up. But 2 years ago, something happened that causes me to want to go in a new direction. And this is my first time talking about it. 2 years ago, my daughter tried to take her life right in front of my eyes. And as my wife and I drove her to the mental hospital to check her in, it was the lowest point, most devastating moment. In fact, dragging my daughter by the arms to the toilet, enraged, in fury, yelling and screaming to cough those pills up to save her life. I never felt more beastly, and I also never felt more broken. That was 2 years ago. In the last 2 years, I've been rethinking a lot of things. Because I've had 3 close friends that have all died in their late 30s, early 40s. Some of them very successful. But were they fulfilled? Were they happy? Was their life actually in balance? So yeah, you look at social media the last 2 years and it's like, Kris is still living it up, like everything looks great. But I feel like I'm a liar. Because the truth is, I've become a minimalist. And right now, in this series, I'm coming clean with you and letting you know that in this series, I'm going to show you what it's like to go from poverty to extravagance all the way down to minimalism. Like right now, I'm just selling stuff. I'm selling vehicles and I'm trading them for used ones that are reliable and work. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this 35,000 square foot mansion that I started 4 years ago. And by the time it was halfway built, I'm like, why am I actually doing this? There is a weight to stuff. There's a weight to having stuff. And yet I'm out there inspiring people, success, success, success. Go for more, get more, you can do it. Now listen. It almost sounds a little bit like an oxymoron or a paradox, and I don't want you to misunderstand me, so I want to be really clear. When I'm talking about minimalism, I'm not talking about having no money and being a hobo and walking the streets with nothing and being okay, because of course you can do that, and frankly there's some people that live that life and they're super fulfilled. What I'm talking about though is not being in such pursuit of excess success that you've lost yourself. I'm going to the next mastermind, and then I've signed up for this course, then I'm trying to do this thing, and I'm hustling on the side, and the truth is, I'm not working 40 hours a week. Maybe I'm working 50, maybe I'm working 60, maybe I'm working, however many hours you're working. Does it mean that at the end of the day that you got nothing left to give you, or God, or your family, or your body? That's the excess that I'm talking about. So we're definitely straddling a tightrope, where on the one hand, I'm saying, hey, don't pursue that excess. But on the other hand, don't just accumulate your money, because mathematically accumulation won't get you where you want to go. There's a balance. And if I were to be mathematically strategic with you, here's what I would say. 401ks, IRAs, and home equity all earn single-digit ROIs. And I can mathematically prove to you that when you accumulate as much as possible at a single-digit ROI, you will end at age 65 with 15 to 20% of what you need. But if over 10 to 20 years, more realistically 20 years, you can buy a rental in the game of real estate where you're earning 25 to 50% a year on your money, now you're graduating to double digits. And it's passive. And putting your money there instead means that over the next 10 to 20 years, it's not get rich quick, but it does mean that you can retire with a few or several $1 million. And guys, $5 million is not rich. $5 million sitting in paid off real estate, like I said, is like $250,000 a year. So it's not like you're gonna be spending millions of dollars, but it does mean that you can take care of your lifestyle, you can put money away. It means that you got money for travel, for the kids, for family. Most importantly, what money is really there for. The opportunities to create memories and experiences. And it's like I can almost hear what you're saying through the camera. Kris, $5 million is rich. Like, dude, let's be honest. If you had $5 million, you're gonna spend it. You're gonna buy $1 million house, you're gonna buy these things, and then it's gone. So when I say $5 million, I'm talking about living off of the interest, not the principal, so that you're not wasteful in throwing your money away. Did you know that you need $3.1 million in an annuity just to clear $100,000 a year? The average person, the average male at 54 years of age will actually hit his peak earnings in his life at around $90,000 a year. And if you're making 100 grand or 90 grand, you know it's actually not a lot of money, especially in today's world, especially with inflation and the cost of bread and gas and everything else. So when I say $3.1 million, I'm like, that's $100,000 from the stock market. Like, that's not exactly what you would call rich, even though you're a broke paper millionaire. I'm talking about getting you into a smarter game outside of the market, in the game of real estate, and it's still not even living off of $1 million a year, but $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000 a year starts moving you into an arena that at retirement, you can take care of your loved ones, you can take care of your family, and you can live the life that you want. But if your life is out of balance because you're pursuing excess success, there's an opportunity cost to that. That's time you can't put into your family, that's time you can't put into the gym, that's time you're not gonna put into eating healthy and taking care of yourself. That's time where you're not cultivating yourself and your connection to God. That's time where you're not being more of you because you're too busy being in excess of what you're not. And for those of you watching this who are like, well, I'm not in excess, Kris, I'm in scarcity. Like, I just don't have enough. It's just the opposite side of the exact same coin. The real game in life is balance. Imagine for just a moment that that proverbial bus came and hit you and you died. How would you judge your life? Where would you say, I wish I could get time back to do other things that I didn't because I was putting too much energy here? Most men that I know, they sacrifice their health, they sacrifice their marriage, they sacrifice their kids, all in pursuit of making money. And our country right now has more paper millionaires than ever before. Broke middle-class paper millionaires, the broke millionaire next door, because $1 million isn't a lot of money anymore. I want you to think about it. 401k your money, IRA your money, listen to Dave Ramsey, pay off your stuff, be out of debt. And now you're worth what, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million? And you know, every time I do your free game plans, you know what I find? Your $1 million is literally doing nothing for you. It's not paying you a cash flow. It's not making you money, which means that you're back in the workforce, working even harder, trying to figure out, what do I have to do to get ahead? Because if you run the math every which way, it doesn't matter how you slice it. If you work hard and you save hard, you're always going to have a disproportionate amount of wealth to the residual income that you actually desire to replace your income and actually live the lifestyle that you actually want to live. Which means there's only one real solution. Number one, stop pursuing excess. That excess will come calling one day, like the Pied Piper with the bill, saying all of the time you wasted pursuing something that didn't matter, you'll wish you hadn't. Number two, stop accumulating money the Dave Ramsey style. Stop trying to just save, believing that you can save yourself to financial freedom. You can't. You must become an investor. But you gotta stop falling for the stupid, get rich quick, stupid things, or just keeping your money in the stock market, hoping it's gonna be okay. Because the stock market 100-year average adjusted for inflation is 3.5%, which means that there's no compound benefit there. So instead, you put your money in the game of real estate, safe and secure, where you're not getting rich quick overnight. It might take you 1 or 2 decades, but you can have millions of dollars, and not millions to be rich, but $5 million that on paid off real estate is paying you 5% in the form of a cash flow, which is $250,000 a year. Again, not rich, but guess what? Enough as a minimalist to live a beautiful lifestyle. And the third thing, stop living for someday. Stop thinking that if I can just get ahead now and next month and next year and next decade, a time will come when I can actually love my life. The people I work with one-on-one to take their paper millions, their broke paper millions, and turn it into actually meaningful cash flow, these are usually not super happy people. They're kind of crotchety and crusty. Why? Dude, who do you become when all you do is slave at a job or a company decade after decade? You're not prioritizing your health, so when you look in the mirror, you don't like what you see. It drops your confidence, and your relationships have suffered in most situations. So your health is gone, you might be divorced, you're on the out somewhere, your kids aren't talking to you, but good job, now you have a little bit of money and it's still not enough. Number 3 is to bring your life in balance, which means every day you gotta be a little better than the day before. Every day, go to the gym. Do that 5 times a week. Take care of your body. Track your food. Eat the right way. Listen, I don't have to teach you how to do that stuff. You know what to do. It's just time to develop the discipline to do it. Your core relationships, they have a minimum number of minutes they need invested every single day if you just wanna be good. And you gotta put in more than that if you wanna feel amazing. Having success financially is not worth losing your relationships. And it's definitely not worth losing a daughter to suicide. So I'm inviting you on a journey with me. Would you like to have some fun watching a guy who started from nothing, built an extravagant lifestyle, start downgrading, selling it, spinning it off to play a smarter game? I'm inviting you to join me on a journey to minimalism. And it's weird, like my ego should be hurt, but I think my ego's been so stamped out that I just don't even know if I care anymore. I can already imagine what a lot of the comments are gonna say. Because it's gonna be people that are like, oh, Kris, you had that amazing lifestyle. Like, listen, you know what happens when I wear sandals and I put my feet up on the desk? Dude, it's amazing. I literally get crucified as if I'm Jesus, and people are like making fun of me because I can't afford that. People are so judgmental. But I'm gonna take a risk with you. I'm gonna invite you to join me on a journey of literally watching me downgrade my lifestyle. Watch what it's like to literally sell the excess and then trade it for balance, trade it for something meaningful in pursuit of true wealth. Because listen, this stuff, it takes money to maintain. And there's a different journey that I'm interested in. And that journey is one of balance. You know what that means? It means that for me, I like working, but I don't like working full-time. My balance is working part-time. So it's finding my most fulfilling and meaningful work. Then what am I doing with the rest of my time? Well, I'm divvying it out to my wife and to my kids and to my loved ones, to my community and the people that I feel called to spend time with. It's making sure that I am in top form at the gym, literally peak state, mentally reading books and enjoying pouring into my life, because the truth is there's time for everything. There's balance out there for you, for me, and the world is saying it's impossible. They're saying that you can't get it. They're saying you can't have it. It's not attainable. I'm telling you, I know it is, because for the last 2 years it has been. So if you want to watch what this journey looks like, and I hope that it will inspire you to look at where you have scarcity in your life and excess, and merge the two into the center where you can take care of your relationships, your health, and your finances, but actually enjoy where you are right now, presently, in this moment, living your life, not trying to live for some magical day when you have achieved a number and you have enough money and everything's gonna be okay. Well, that's it. That's the journey. If you want to watch Kris Krohn, the Millionaire Minimalist, showing you that enough is everything and that you are enough and that balance is possible right now for you, let's go. By the way, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, share this with someone that you think might enjoy it, and we'll see you next time.